evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to today's education based Indiana High School Athletic Association varsity basketball. Basketball on a Tuesday night. Tonight's radio coverage is made possible through audiosportsonline.net. That's ASO, that's Rob Kendall. Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey Show. That's weekday mornings, 9 to noon on 93.1 FM, or you can go to WIBC.com. We'll mention tonight's ball game going to feature the Tipton Blue Devils as they travel to Yorktown High School. Yorktown High School, I got to mention, Yorktown High School, their entrance is brand new. Yorktown High School, they have done renovations. They are spectacular. They are pretty much, I've seen that they have two auxiliary gyms as you come in the door. One of the floors is wood. It's wood. It's got the Y logo out on the center court. The other gym right there in the auxiliary department, we'll call it, it is multi-purpose. Multi-purpose. I'm sure they can practice baseball on there. I think that's spectacular. And they have a brand new weight room. They've got a weight room that Lou Ferrigno would be happy to work out in. That's Yorktown High School. The athletic director is Paul Heidenreich. We'll mention a little bit about each school. First, we'll talk about the Tipton Blue Devils. They're the visiting team on the scoreboard. Tipton High School has a school enrollment of 454. The Blue Devils, their school was founded in 1962. They're Class 2A, Sectional 39. There are 6 in their sectional. Their sectional right now stacks up like this in no particular order. The Sheridan Blackhawks are currently 13-3. The Lapel Bulldogs, they're 11-5. The Frankton Eagles are 13-4. The Elwood Panthers are 7-1. The Tipton Blue Devils are 5-10. And the Taylor Titans, that's the next opponent for the Blue Devils. That'll be on this weekend. It's going to be on the 14th, Valentine's Day. Taylor Titans are currently 11-6. The principal at Tipton High School is Mr. Craig Leach. The athletic director is Mr. Colin Quinn. The athletic trainer is Mr. Burke Emmert. Tipton High School is located at 619 South Main Street, Tipton, Indiana, 46072. You can reach them by phone by dialing 765-675-7431. On the website, athletic website is TiptonAthletics.com. They wear the collars blue and white. They perform in the Hoosier Athletic Conference. Hoosier Athletic Conference made up of a 2 division, an East Division and a West Division. In the East, there are 4 teams. They do stack up like this, and these are arranged by their record in the division. 2-1, they finished 2-1. Logansport, 11-7 overall. Also 2-1, Western, they are 7-10 overall. Hamilton Heights Huskies, they are 1-2. They are 10-7 overall. Tipton Blue Devils, they are 1-2. They are 5-10 overall. Now in the West Division made up of 5 teams, 9 total teams in the Hoosier Athletic Conference. At the top in the West, 3-0. That's in the West. 14-4 overall. That's the West Lafayette Red Devils. 3-1 in the division. 7-10 overall. The Benton Central Bison. 2-1 in the West. Central Catholic. They are currently 8 wins, 10 losses. Twin Lakes, the Indians. They're 1-3. They finished the division 1-3. They are 8-11 overall. That's the Twin Lakes Indians. And the Rensselaer Central Bombers, they finished the division at 0-4. They are 2-17. They did defeat North White a week ago. Again, we'll mention the Tipton Blue Devils currently 5-10 on the season. They are 1-2 in the East. And we'll mention that offensively, this is an average offensively in 15 games. Blue Devils putting on the board 51.1. Defensively, they're giving up 51.9. The head coach working in year number 1 is Coach Tommy Newton, Tipton Blue Devil head basketball coach. We'll mention the next game I've already mentioned, next game on the agenda, going to be this Saturday, February 14th. It'll be 6 o'clock JV, 7:30 varsity. Taylor Titans will be at the Tipton Blue Devils. That's this Saturday night. Now we'll talk a little bit about the Yorktown Tigers. Yorktown Tigers right here, they have a school capacity of 812. Their gym capacity, I should say they don't have a capacity on the enrollment, but their gym capacity is 2,400. Quite a few fans on hand here tonight. A lot of green, a lot of blue. Yorktown Tigers are Class 3A, Sectional 24. There are 6 in their sectional, and in no particular order, they are like this. Jay County, the Patriots are 14-2. Delta, the Eagles are 10-7. Hamilton Heights, the Huskies are also 10-7. Newcastle Trojans, they are 8-9. Yorktown Tigers 9-7. And the Connorsville Spartans 11-8. Their head coach, Dave McCullough, over 900 games coached. Dave McCullough, I'm happy to be friends with him. We'll mention the principal at Yorktown High School is Stacy Brewer. The athletic director is Mr. Paul Heidenreich. The athletic secretary is Amanda Thurston. And the athletic trainer is Carolyn Arntz. Yorktown High School, yes, Yorktown High School is located at 1100 South Tiger Drive. You can reach them by phone by dialing 765-759-2550. Their athletic website is YorktownAthletic.com. They wear the collars Kelly green, black, and white. They perform in the Hoosier Heritage Conference. There are 8 teams in the Hoosier Heritage Conference. And here's how they line up today. At number 1, first place, Mount Vernon. They're 5-0. In the conference, they're 17-2 overall. Followed up by number 2, New Palestine. New Palestine Dragons, they're 4-1, 9-8 overall. At number 3, Shelbyville. Shelbyville, they're 3-2, 15-4. At number 4, it's Pendleton Heights, 3-2, 12-4. At number 5, the Yorktown Tigers. Yorktown Tigers are 3-3. They're 9-7. At number 6, Greenfield. Greenfield 2-5. They're 8-10. At number 7, Delta. The Delta Eagles. That's where Matt Painter went to high school. They are 1-3, 10-7. And at number 8, Newcastle. Newcastle, that's where Kent Benson went to high school, and Steve Alford. They are 0-5, 8-9. Again, we'll mention 9-7. Yorktown Tigers currently 9-7. They're 3-3 in the Hoosier Heritage Conference. Offensively, per game average, this is in 16 games. They score an average of 54.1. Defensively, this is an average, 16 games. They give up an average of 48.2. The head coach working here at Yorktown High School, working in his first year at Yorktown. He's a 12-year varsity head basketball coach. 9-7 in his first year. We'll mention 159 wins, 120 losses in year number 12. The next game on the agenda for Yorktown going to be on Saturday, February 14th. 6 o'clock JV, 7:30 varsity. It's going to be the Jay County Patriots right here with the Yorktown Tigers. And we're going to take a breather. We'll be right back. We're back. I'm actually sitting behind Coach's wife. Coach's wife here at Yorktown. Jesse Nolan's wife, also sitting behind Mr. Mason Trammell's mom. He helped me with pronunciation for the Yorktown Tigers. But we'll mention a little bit about, we'll talk about tournaments, 2 tournaments Yorktown attended. They attended over the Christmas break, January 3rd. They were at Greenwood High School. And I'll mention they got 2 wins. Those wins were against Class 4 Columbus East High School. That happens to be where J.R. Moffitt attended high school. They beat Columbus East 52-39 in game one. Championship game, they defeated Greenwood 61-58. They also participated in the Delaware County tournament. That was on January 14th and 16th. They got a decisive win over Daleville, and they were defeated by Wapahani 51, Yorktown 46. So we'll mention a lot of things going on here tonight. They introduced the middle school players, introduced the coaches, and it was all festive. They did that right before the 20-minute clock started to evaporate when the boys came out to warm up. And I got to mention, I was let into the athletic complex right inside the door to look at the auxiliary gym, and I'm very thankful for Associate Principal Patrick Bloom. Mr. Bloom let me in. He unlocked the door and waited for me to complete my tour by myself. What a facility they have here at Yorktown. 5:08 left on the pregame clock. Both teams have gone into their locker rooms. I don't usually mention this much. I do once in a while, but the strength of schedule. I'm going to mention the strength of schedule. It's not like the Sagarin ratings. I don't write them down much, if any. But I'm just going to let you know, Class 2A Tipton, their strength of schedule this year. On their schedule, they have 4A opponents. They have 9 3A opponents. They have 6 2A opponents and 2 1A opponents. The Yorktown Tigers. They have 7 4A opponents. They have just 8 3A opponents compared to Tipton's 9. And they each have 6 2A opponents. And the Yorktown Tigers have 1A opponents. So that's how they stack up in their schedule. I know they got to look around. Sometimes they got to find a game or two during the season. That's where the athletic director gets put into play, very much so. Other than the other duties, athletic director actually has to perform. Absolutely. I'm going to mention right now, I looked this up last night, IHSAA 2025-26 boys basketball state tournament. It's going to happen. It's going to start on March the 3rd, and it will run through March the 28th. March 28th, that'll be at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. And those games will be for all the marbles. And we'll mention the games are presented by the Indiana Pacers and the Indiana Fever. That Indiana Fever, they're going to start playing, I guess, in May, the month of May. We'll mention sectional pairing show. The pairing show, I'm sure a lot of folks are interested when that will be. That will happen on February 22nd. February 22nd, it'll be a 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. broadcast. That'll be Eastern time, 5 and 7 for Central time. But keep in mind, I'm going to mention, it'll be available for streaming. You can watch it streaming exclusively on IHSAATV.org. Again, exclusively streaming on IHSAATV.org. You can catch it on radio. It will be simulcast, so you'll be hearing the same thing. It'll just be that you're not looking at a TV screen or a computer screen. Simulcast will be on the affiliates of the IHSAA Champions Network. Check those out. There's a whole bunch of those, depending on where you're traveling when that's going on. So that's, we'll mention, that's the 116th. They're getting ready to have the 116th annual IHSAA Boys Basketball State Tournament. Again, March the 3rd through March the 28th. Sectional pairing show is February 22nd, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern time. And the host will be Greg Brickstrom. He is tremendous. What a gentleman. And Kyle Nedenreef. So that's who will host the show. And that's always good. They put a lot of stats in there. I know Greg Brickstrom is a stat freak. He is good, very much so. And 119 left. They're getting ready uh, for the national anthem here in just a little bit. I'm also going to mention I'm a big IU fan. I love IU. I went to 3 football camps, 2 with Corso, 1 with Sam White. I really like Sam White. Rest his soul. And I will mention this weekend on Sunday, February 15th, 1 p.m. start time, the Indiana Hoosiers are going to go against the Illinois Illini. The Illini are number 8 in the nation. They've got a player on their team that went to Tipton High School. I was fortunate enough to get to work games that he was in, I think all 4 years. But that's number 3, Ben Humrichhouse. I talked to his dad before the JV game. He let me. I thought Ben was a starter, but he comes off the bench, but he gets multiple minutes. He's 6'8". He's got a brother going to play here tonight. That is Isaac Humrichhouse, and his brother probably here, Noah Humrichhouse. Noah going to take some video. Noah played with the home school just a little bit. That Noblesville home school that Tipton played last year at Clinton Central. Noah was kind of humble when he let me know that little bit of information. So they're going to stand at attention. Clock empties out. Getting ready for basketball here at Yorktown High School. The public address. Okay, what he's got some pipes. He's got some good lungs. He delivers the information nice. He's addressing the crowd right now. Rebels and then the Tigers here tonight. Just about 27 miles straight east of Arcadia. We're going to set this down for our national anthem. That was live. That was a choir. I tell you what, Mr. Phil Waddell has told me, I think a couple of times, it's always best to have a live anthem rather than a Memorex. And that's whether it be a singing or whether it be a trumpet. I saw a saxophone at Tipton. And I tell you what, and it's always good to have a live anthem. Mr. Phil Waddell. Phil Waddell coached the Tipton Blue Devils 9 years after Mr. Angle. So what Phil Waddell, one of my favorite persons on this earth. We mentioned starting lineups for tonight's ball game. First, we'll talk about the starters for the visiting team, the Tipton Blue Devils. Tipton Blue Devils will start like this. He'll wear number 2. He's 6'2". He's a junior. 16.1 points per game average. Peyton Aller. Wearing number 21. He's 6'8". He's a junior. 7.2 rebounds per game. And we'll mention that is 10.6 a game. That's Grayson McFall. Wearing number 22. 6'2". He's a freshman. 8.1 points per game average. Helen Williams. Wearing number 23. He's 6'1". He's a sophomore. 2.2 points per game average. He's shooting 70% from the free throw line. He is the quarterback. for the Tipton Blue Devils football team. That is Quinn Toll. And number 32, he's 6'4". He's a senior. We've already spoken about him. 2.6 per game average, 3.5 rebounds per game. That is Isaac Humrickhouse. The head coach for the Blue Devils is Tommy Newton. And we mentioned the Blue Devils going to start. One freshman, one sophomore, two juniors, and one senior. Now the starting lineup for the Yorktown Tigers. Tigers will start like this. Being number 3. He's 5'10". He's a sophomore. 7.7 points per game average. That is Zayden Zoud. Wearing number 4. He's 5'11". He's a junior. 18.2 points per game average. That leads both rosters here tonight. That is Mason Ramel. Wearing number 11, 5'8" junior. He scores an average of 2 points a game. That is Quint Richmond. Wearing number 34 tonight, 6'3" junior. 3.8 points per game. 4.9 rebounds per game. Bam Kakar. And wearing number 41, he's 6'4". He's a senior. 11.2 points per game average. Jabin Barnes, 5.4 rebounds per game. The head coach for the Yorktown Tigers is Coach Justin Allum. Yorktown Tigers starts with one sophomore. He's the only sophomore on the roster. That is Zayden Zoud. 3 juniors and 1 senior. They shut the lights off on me. I did find out before the game that was going to happen. I've got my trusty flashlight right here. And I will mention a little bit about team scoring averages for both teams. Tipton Blue Devils per game, they average in the first quarter 12.8 points. Yorktown Tigers, 12 points. And it's quarter number 2. Blue Devils average 9.3 points per game. Yorktown Tigers, 13.3. In the third quarter, the Blue Devils, 13.8. The Yorktown Tigers, 12.3. In the fourth quarter, the Blue Devils averaged 15.2 points per game. The Yorktown Tigers, 15.4 points per game average. As mentioned, the Blue Devils, 51.1 game average. That is an average. And the Yorktown Tigers, 54.1. So they're finishing up the lineups right there. The lights come back on just now. And I'm looking for a good game here tonight. I'm sure both these teams thinking about it all day during school. Tipton Blue Devils and the Yorktown Tigers. We're going to jump it up right now. The officials got some good ones. I see one we saw. I said, well, Keith Baxter and I was at Western, and I see the same one he sees out there. One of them. He did an okay job. And it's going to be Grayson McFalls, 21, junior. For the Blue Devils, going to jump it up, jump center. He's going to jump it up against Yorktown Tiger, number 41, Jabin Barnes, a senior at 6'4". So a 4-inch difference in height. Tip to the backcourt. Going to be tipped around and ends up in the hands of Grayson McFalls. It did hit the floor, makes him eligible to pick up the basketball since it wasn't out of the air, but it was tipped. Go out the free throw line with the basketball. First possession, Grayson McFalls going to dribble in. He'll dribble in the paint. He'll go off the glass. 2-point shot. Going to go. Rebound. Isaac Humrickhouse. He'll try it again. Outside the arc, working around. Humrickhouse going to launch a 3. Got it. Left elbow extended. Isaac Humrickhouse working on that 3 ball in the front court. It's a 3-0 contest. In the front court on the dribble, number 4, Mason Trammell. Working back outside, moving the basketball around the perimeter. Going to give it back up Zayden Zoud. Free throw line. He'll pick up the basketball. Started the basketball right there with the basketball. Mason Trammell. He'll bounce it out top of the circle. Top of the circle on the dribble. Touches the hands briefly. Sam Tokar. We're working outside the arc. 3-point shot. Couple of steps behind the arc. That was right elbow extended. Right at the bucket. Number 3, Zayden Zoud. Zayden Zoud on the season shooting 40% from 3-point land. 6:56 left here in the first quarter. 3-3 ball game. Outside, back pedal dribble. Aller, he'll get it back left side. Another 3-point opportunity. Long off the rim that time for Isaac. Wouldn't go. Rebound out there, going back the other direction. Zayden Zoud clears the board. Going to go to the opposite corner. Going to go baseline drive. trying to get it through the corner. It's going to be tipped away and stolen by Aller. They get it to Grayson McFalls down the front court. Cole, he'll get it to Grayson to kick it back out. Kellen Williams on the dribble, being guarded by Zayden Dowd. So Zayden Dowd, a sophomore. Kellen Williams, a freshman. Pretty good combination there. We're going to pass it, trying to get Toll out there. Toll didn't quite get the cut in. Out top, goes out of bounds. Blue Devils going to give up the first turnover in the ball game. 6:19 on the game clock. 3-3 contest. Going to walk it to the timeline. That's number 4, Mason Trammell. Trammell going to bounce it left side, elbow. Right side, going to dribble in. Kick it to the corner. That was Jabin Barnes. 3-point shot from the left corner baseline. Shot would go. Shot taken by Quentin Richmond. Ball's tipped on the rebound. Goes out of bounds. It's going to be last touch by the Tigers. 6:05 on the game clock. Going to be brought in backcourt 84 feet away. Brought in by Quinn Toll. Going to walk it to the timeline. Peyton Aller, right side. He'll pick up the pace in the front court. He'll hand the ball off. Quinn Toll. Jump pass. Going to work it left side behind the arc. He'll work it left side behind the arc. 3-point shot. Good. 6'8". Grayson McFalls. He's about 25%. That is his 5th 3-point bomb on the season. Ball's in the front court. 6-3 contest. Blue Devils by 3. Going to work it back out top. Moving around the perimeter out top of the circle. That's 34, Sam Tokar. They give the ball up. Zayden Dowd. Dowd going to get rid of it. He'll dish it off. And just outside the paint, a floater is good by Quentin Richmond. Richmond for 2. It's a 6-5 contest. Crossing the timeline with the basketball. Peyton Aller now back out top. Quinn Toll being guarded there closely by Quentin Richmond. Richmond wears number 3 out top of the arc. We're in the right side. Peyton Aller get it back to Grayson McFalls. He'll take another 3. Wouldn't go long off the rim for Grayson. Rebound out of there. Zayden Dowd. They get it to the front court. On the dribble is Trammell. Trammell crossover dribble. Working against Peyton Aller. Outside the arc, left side. That's number 3, Zayden Dowd. They'll bounce it back out top. 34, Sam Tokar. Tokar going to bounce it inside. They go to the corner with it. 3-point shot for Dowd. Rims around, wouldn't go. Ball's loose. It's going to be last touched by the Blue Devils. Ball was high there, and Peyton Aller, a lot of guys there couldn't see the ball coming down. It was a high bounce. And it hits Aller right there with a foot on the baseline. Going to be brought in right of the bucket on the baseline, Mason Trammell. They'll toss it in, gets in front of the 3-point line. Sam Tokar, they're working back around on the dribble. He picks up the dribble. Mason Trammell, he'll kick it back out. They go to the corner. Trammell for 3, rims off, wouldn't go. Rebound, Quinn Toll. Quinn Toll going to bring it to the timeline. Crossover, he'll cross the timeline there, and he'll work it out top. Isaac Hummercats. 6'4", Isaac Hummercats lost the ball, got it back. Trying to make a pass. Going to be picked up by Trammell. They'll go the other direction. It's going to be a 2-point bucket off the glass. Quentin Richmond credit the assist to Trammell. 4:02 on the game clock. 7-6 contest. Tigers in front. Out top of the basketball. Grayson McFalls, right side. Aller, he'll dribble in the paint. He'll float one up in the paint. Shot wouldn't go. A lot of friction, no whistle. Back the other direction off the glass. And the Tigers have 2 breakaways off the glass with a layup. It's a 9-6 contest. You're going to credit that bucket. I believe it was Zayden Dowd, the sophomore. Crossing the timeline with the basketball, Quinn Toll. 3:33 left. We're in the first quarter. We're at Yorktown High School. We're going to back out top. Quinn Toll, he got the triple threat available. He's going to bounce one time back to Kellen Williams. Works your right side. Isaac Hummercats behind the arc, left elbow extended. He'll bounce past the end baseline, turnaround jumper. Grayson McFalls nearly went. About a 14-footer, wouldn't go. Rebound, Dowd. But Zayden Dowd in the front court. Picked up there by Kellen Williams. He's going to be screened off by Tokar. They go to the free throw line, kick it back out to Trammell. Now go baseline again to Sam Tokar. Now back out top, Jabin Barnes. Right side behind the arc, that's number 11, Quentin Richmond. Now back to Zayden Dowd. Dowd being guarded there, he'll work the paint. He'll kick it back to the corner. Right corner baseline, 3-point shot short off the mark. Shot taken there by Quentin Richmond. Rebound Tipton. And all are going to cross the timeline at a walk pick. Out top of the circle with the pass to Grayson McFalls. Back out to Aller. He'll take a 3-point shot. Straight away, wouldn't go. Rebound secured by Jabin Barnes. 2:25 left. 9-6 contest. Tigers in front. Baseline drive. Shot wouldn't go. Mason Trammell. Rebound Tipton. Front court. Isaac Cumbercouth in the front court. Working against him is Jabin Barnes. He'll work at left side. Kellen Williams. He'll bounce it in. Grayson McFalls in the paint. Spin move. He'll go off the glass. Got the bucket. Nice spin move. He was going left. Turn back right. Quick move like a Michael Jordan. You've seen that happen. We're going to out top. We're going to go baseline. It's a 9-8 contest. Tigers in front. Baseline, working the basketball. Going to be tipped away and stolen in the absolute corner of the gymnasium. Right there on the floor. That was Kellen Williams with the steal. Front court. When told. Out top. 3-point shot. Grayson McFalls rims off. Wouldn't go. Rebound. Tigers. Jabin Barnes. To the front court. I take that back. That rebound was Sam Tokar in the front court with the basketball. 90 seconds left here in the first quarter. Outside the arc and a bounce it back out top. Trammell, that's Mason Trammell. He'll dribble the paint. About a 10-footer floater. Wouldn't go. Rebound. Fought for. Picked up by Barnes. He gets it back out. Touches the hands right there. And go in the paint. Off the glass. 2-point bucket. Zayden's out. Zayden's out. 7.7 points per game. He's a sophomore. 1:05 on the game clock. He'll bring it to the timeline at a walk pace. Peyton Aller. They give the ball up right side. Quintolio dribble once. Picks up the dribble. Go baseline. Isaac Cumbercouth. He'll dish it off. Grayson McFalls drives the lane. Off the glass, right side. 2-point bucket for McFalls. It's 11-10. Tigers by 1. 44 seconds left first quarter. Out top of the basketball, 41, Jabin Barnes. He's going to try to get the last shot in here. Coach Tommy Newton says go ahead and play him tight. That's Isaac Cumbercouth. So he earned a count. They're moving the basketball around out top of the circle. Quentin Richmond. Now Mason Trammell out near the center circle. Stationary dribble working against him. Peyton Aller. Now back out top. Jabin Barnes. 18 seconds left. First quarter, 11-10. Tigers by 1 with the basketball in the front court. On the drive, they take a shot from the corner. 3-point shot was out. Wouldn't go. Rebound, put back in the paint. Wouldn't go. That was 41, Jabin Barnes. Fighting for the board there. They'll have another shot, top of the circle. Wouldn't go. We're going to hit the apparatus up above. And a good effort there. That last 3-point shot, top of the circle, taken by Sam Tokar. And that's going to complete quarter number 1 at the end of 1 quarter. The Yorktown Tigers, the 11. The Tipton Blue Devils, 10. We do appreciate you tuning in, and we'll mention tonight's ball game is in part being brought to you by Encompass Credit Union. That's Encompass Credit Union. If you're looking for a financial partner that's as community-minded as you are, welcome to Encompass Credit Union. That's North Central Indiana's premier financial institution. At Encompass Credit Union, they believe in putting their members first. Whether you're looking for lower rates on loans, higher rates on savings, or just a friendly face to help you with your financial needs, they've got you covered. Join them today and become a part of a financial cooperative that truly cares, with branches in Tipton, Frankfort, and Kokomo. They are here to serve the community. That's Encompass Credit Union, where community comes full circle. Visit them online at encompasscu.org or at any of their convenient locations. It's Encompass Credit Union. Also the possession arrow, going to give it to the Tigers. They'll bring it in half court. Toss to the backcourt, crossing the timeline out at trot pace is Mason Trammell. Being guarded there means screened off. That was Aller outside. 3-point shot, rims out, would go. Rebound. They're going to call a push-off during the rebound. And following the shot there was 41, Jabin Barnes. But they're going to whistle a foul during the rebound. On 34, Sam Tokar. And I believe that's the first foul in the ball game. And Tokar's going to take a breather. So in the ball game, I got to mention number 32 for Yorktown. That is Ryan Burkholder. He's a 6'1" senior, averaging 4.8 per game. Crossing the timeline, Peyton Aller. Right side, Kellen Williams. Williams being guarded there also in the game is Zach Davis, number 12, a 6'3" junior for the Tigers. Outside the arc, 3-point shot wouldn't go. Left-handed shooter. That's Kellen Williams. Kellen Williams, wow, not too far back. Got 8 3-pointers in one game. Got 29 in the ball game. Then he got surgery. On that note, 3-point Shot good. Right corner baseline for Yorktown. Number 11, Quentin Richmond. So in the front court, I will mention Kellen Williams still wearing the clear apparatus over his nose. So what he is a player, just a freshman. Outside the arc, 3-point shot, good. Credit the bucket, 3-point land from Peyton Aller. He's about 33% on the season from 3-point land. Corner, opposite corner that time wouldn't go. That was number 11, Quentin Richmond. Rebound Tipton. Peyton Aller crossing the timeline. Working against him is number 4, Mason Trammell. Both of them are juniors. In the paint, floater. Going to lift it up. That was Peyton Aller. They're going to whistle a foul. They're going to whistle a foul during the rebound. Shot wouldn't go for Aller in the paint. But they're going to whistle the second foul in the contest. And they're going to whistle this on Yorktown, 32, Ryan Burkholder. He has 1. Team has 2 here in the second quarter. 6:35 left. Ball brought in behind the arc. Picked up by Kellen Williams. In the ball game for Tipton is Zach Ridgway. He wears number 33. I understand he has some listeners maybe from Alabama tonight. I guess the shot wouldn't go. Blue Devils. Ball ends up in the hands of Yorktown, 41, Jabin Barnes. Outside the arc, move the basketball. Trammell, back pedal dribble. He'll work it to the corner again. On the dribble, Zach Davis. Get pass behind the arc. Working back around, Jabin Barnes. Barnes now back out top on the dribble. He'll pick up the basketball. Hand off to Trammell. Trammell going to dribble in. He'll kick it to the corner. 3-point shot in the air. Wouldn't go. Shot taken there by Quentin Richmond. Rebound, Blue Devils. With the basketball, and shot across the timeline. That's Peyton Aller being guarded there by Mason Trammell. They're going to whistle a foul. They're going to whistle a foul here on Zach Ridgway. I looked up. There was a foul being called. I'm not sure if it was an illegal screen, but they're going to give the ball back to the Tigers. In the ball game for the Blue Devils, he got a fresh haircut. That is number 40, Jace Clark. Taking a breather is number 22, Kellen Williams. 5:44. Clock moving. Second quarter, 14-13. Tigers in front. We're around the perimeter. Out top, Burkholder. Working the basketball out top. 3-point shot. Wouldn't go. Shot taken by Zayden Zoud. When they try to save the basketball. Couldn't get it saved. Burkholder made a good effort. It's going to belong to Tipton. They'll bring it 84 feet from the backcourt. 5:31 on the game clock. They'll toss it in. Owen Spidell in the ball game for the Blue Devils. He wears number 11. So we're going to back out to Owen. Thought about a shot. He'll work it inside in the paint. Zach Ridgway. Shot wouldn't go. The ball's tipped out of bounds. Last touch during the rebound. Last touch by the Tigers. Blue Devils are going to have it underneath their own basket. They'll bring it in left of the bucket on the baseline. Owen Spidell. They'll bring it in. Peyton Aller. Peyton Aller spin move. He'll go outside the paint. Thought about a shot. He's being guarded well. Their baseline jumper finally for Aller wouldn't go. A good defense there by 11. Quentin Richmond. Richmond gets the rebound, brings it to the front court. They're working inside. Burkholder. We're back out. Zayden's out on the dribble. Dribble in the paint. He'll float one up about a 12-footer and got it. Rolled around and fell in. He's living correctly. And a good shot there by Zayden Zoud. 16-13. Going to bring it in. Peyton Aller gets to the free throw line. Zach Ridgway gives the ball off to Grayson McFall. If he wanted to go baseline, didn't get that ball quite on the floor quick enough. It's called for a traveling violation. So we're going to see back in the ball game for the Tigers 34, Sam Tokar. And I'm taking a breather. It's 41, Jabin Barnes. 4:44 left. Second quarter, 16-13. Tigers by 3. They'll bring the ball across the timeline with Zayden Zoud. Works the right side. Mason Trammell. He's going to dribble in. Baseline off the glass. Power layup. Trammell for 2. 18-13. A 5-point advantage for the Tigers. 4:22 left here in the second quarter. Peyton Aller gets it in. Grayson McFall back to Peyton. They give the ball back up. Owen Spidell. Now back out, Jace Clark. He'll dribble once, push it right side. Baseline is Grayson McFall. They'll bring it back out. Owen Spidell. They'll reset the offense out top. Peyton Aller on the dribble, being guarded there by Trammell. That's Mason Trammell. Dribble in, turnaround jumper just outside the paint wouldn't go. Peyton Aller. Rebound, Mason Trammell. We'll go the other direction. Zayden Zoud crossover dribble in the paint. They'll kick it to the corner. 3-point shot in the air. Shot wouldn't go. Zach Davis. And the ball goes out of bounds. I'm going to say it was last touched by the Tigers. Going to be a timeout call. First time out of the ball game. These guys are getting up and down the floor. 3:47 left here in the second quarter. Tigers 18, Blue Devils 13. And again, we'll mention this game is in part being brought to you by McCormick Printing Impressions. Before we dive back into action, we want to spotlight a business that's been printing success in our community for 50 incredible years. That's McCormick Printing Impressions. Next time you need something printed with perfection, turn to MPI, because at McCormick Printing Impressions, they don't just print, they help you make your best impressions. That's McCormick Printing Impressions. They're at 618 Oak Street. That's in Tipton. It's just north of town in the metropolis. No pun intended. 3:47 left. Ball's going to be brought in backcourt by the Blue Devils. Quinn Smith in the ball game. He wears number 4, junior class member in the front court. Quinn Smith on the dribble. It'll be double team. He'll pass out of it, and it's going to go out of bounds. Pretty severe double team right there, and the ball's going to belong to the Tigers. 3:36 on the game clock. I'm going to bring it to the timeline. They're going to give the ball up. Zow's going to allow Trammell to bring it to the timeline. He does so. Works it right side. Zach Davis. Zach Davis drives baseline. Ball's tipped out of bounds. Good hands defensively by Owen Spidell. Spidell going to take a breather. Back in the ball game is number 22, Kellen Williams. Ball's going to be brought in, left of the bucket on the baseline in the Yorktown front court. Brought in by Trammell. Burkholder. Back to Trammell. He'll dribble in. He'll kick it to the corner. 3-point shot in the air. Rims off shot when he goes Zayden Zow. Rebound, Burkholder. That's number 32, Ryan Burkholder. He's a senior. He's 6'1". But we're outside the arc on the dribble. Zow in the paint. Kick it to the corner. No shot available there. Kellen Williams in there in a hurry for the defense in the paint. Going to float one up. Shot when he go. Burkholder got his own board in the paint. He'll float a second one up. Wouldn't go. Ball tipped around. We're going to say it was last touch by Tiger, number 34, Sam Tokar. So the Blue Devils are going to bring it in from the backcourt. It's going to be brought in by Quinn Smith. A little bit of pressure by the Tigers in the backcourt. Not a whole lot. Trammell guarding the basketball. Peyton Aller looks to Quinn Smith. Quinn Smith crosses the sideline with the pass. And they're going to call jump ball. There's a double team in a hurry right there. I believe it was number 12, Zach Davis, and 34, Sam Tokar. Caught Kellen Williams deep in the front court, got him in the corner opposite of the scores bench. The ultimate possession error belongs to Tipton. Brought in Kellen Williams. Jace Clark with the basketball. We're going to dribble in. Lost the handle. Going to go back the other direction. Zach Davis went coast to coast from half court. Got the bucket. Zach Davis for 2. The 20-13 contest. Tigers by 7. 2:26 on the game clock. Crossing the timeline with the pass. Peyton Aller. He'll work it into Grayson McFalls. We're going to call an offensive foul. The official on the baseline looked for help at the half-court official. I'm not quite sure why that's not just his call, but he looked for help on that, and they called an offensive foul on Grayson McFalls. That's his first. So timeout on the floor. 2:21 left here in the second quarter. Tigers in front of 20. Blue Devils 13. And we'll mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Kokomo Auto World. This game is sponsored by Coach Chad Wetz at Kokomo Auto World. Coach Wetz has a high school basketball coach. I tell you what, he was a good one for 30 years in Central Indiana and has now turned his attention to selling you your next Toyota, Honda, or pre-owned vehicle. Kokomo Auto World has been serving this basketball-rich community and region for more than 50 years. And now, together, Coach Wetz and Kokomo Auto World can meet all of your car and truck buying needs. Call Kokomo Auto World today at 765-453-4111. Again, that number is 765-453-4111, and ask for Coach Wetz. So they're going to bring the ball in. It's going to come in from the backcourt. Going to bring the ball in right there. And I have 2:21 left here in the second quarter. Going to be brought in by the Tigers. They're bringing in 84 feet. Kellen Williams is in the backcourt. Now he'll step back from the center circle and pick up the basketball. And with the basketball, that's Zayden Zoud. He'll bounce it right side behind the arc, work it to Barnes, get the ball back. Right outside the arc, 3-point shot in the air. Shot going to go. Rebound, Zoud. Zoud goes up, back up with the putback. Gets the bucket. A 3-point shot attempt, Zach Davis. Wouldn't go. Rebound, Zoud. 2-point bucket. 22-13. 9-point advantage for the Tigers. Out top of the basketball. Right elbow extended. 3-point shot. Wouldn't go. Kellen Williams. Rebound, Zach Davis of Yorktown. Back the other direction off the glass. The left side of the glass. Got the bucket, and he'll shoot one more. It was number 4, Mason Trammell. Mason Trammell with the bucket, and he'll shoot one. And in the ball game for Tipton is Isaac Humrickhouse. Taking a breather is Kellen Williams. Isaac wears 32. Kellen wears 22. At the free throw line, Yorktown Tiger, Mason Trammell. He's shooting 73% from the stripe. He's 29 for 40. 3-point play opportunity now, 30 for 41. 25-13, 12-point advantage for the Tigers. Tigers putting pressure on in the backcourt. They're going to pass out of it. Now they're going to dribble across the timeline. Is Peyton Aller working against him? Zayden Zoud. Back pedal dribble. Peyton Aller still on the dribble. He'll work it right side. They go towards the baseline. He'll dish it off the fingertips. Zach Ridgway going back the other direction. 34, Sam Tokar. And they'll go off the glass left side. It's number 12, Zach Davis got the bucket, and he'll shoot one. Before this shot, we're going to see number 15, Dakota Garman, in the ball game for Tipton. Also back in the game, 21. Grayson McFalls taking a breather, 40, Jace Clark, and 33, Zach Ridgway. At the free throw line, number 12, Zach Davis got the bucket. 3-point play for Davis. He's shooting 80%. He's now 90%, 9 for 10 on the season. 1:20 left here in the second quarter. 28-13, Blue Devils on the dribble. Trying to get across the timeline, and they will with the pass to Dakota Garman. Garman back to Peyton Aller. He'll dribble near the baseline. He'll backpedal dribble behind the arc. Trying to get it inside. Grayson McFalls tipped away and stolen by Zayden Zoud. Going back the other direction. Zoud outside the arc. Back pedal dribble. He thought about launching a long three, decided not to. Goes the corner with it. Zach Davis, he brings the ball back out. Trammell, and he'll take a long three. 3-point shot wouldn't go for Mason Trammell. Ball's tipped, goes out of bounds. It's going to belong to Tipton. And Jabin Barnes a little bit in disbelief. So they're going to let Peyton Aller get a breather. 48.4 left. Quinn Toll in the ball game. Right the bucket on the baseline. He'll inbound the basketball. We got 5 defenders in the backcourt for the Tigers. They're going to be a foul whistle. We're going to whistle a closely guarded foul. That was number 11, Quentin Richmond. He was guarding number 11. Owen Spidell commits the foul. So number 11, Quentin Richmond, has 1 in the contest. That's team foul. Number 3, the Blue Devils have 4. That's in the second quarter here, but 46.3 left here before halftime. Ball brought in. Tossed in, Owen Spidell across the timeline. They go right side, outside the paint, working to the corner, Dakota Garman. Out top, Isaac Humrickhouse, shot in the air, rims off, wouldn't go. Rebound, Yorktown, Sam Tokar. Back the other direction, dishing off. Barnes off the glass. He got the bucket, and he'll shoot one. So the Tigers here in the second quarter getting ready to attempt their third 3-point play opportunity. Going to whistle this foul on number 21, Grayson McFalls. He has 2. At the foul stripe, 41, Jabin Barnes. 3-point play wouldn't go. Jason Barnes is working on that 3-point, the free throw shot. He knows it. Ball goes out of bounds. Going to belong to Tipton. 29.7. All 10 players in the backcourt. Tossed it in. Peyton Aller now back to Quinn Toll. Back to Peyton, crossing the timeline. He'll dribble left side, outside the arc. Works it to Isaac Humrickhouse. Around the perimeter, 3-point shot from the corner. Dakota Garmin wouldn't get it. Rebound. Isaac Hummerhouse. Turnaround jumper in the paint off the glass. Good. Straight away, about a 7-8 footer for Isaac. 30-15, a 15-point advantage for the Tigers. Outside the arc, Barnes going to launch a three, and he got it. Got it just before the buzzer. Jabin Barnes for three, and that's going to take us to halftime. So halftime score here at Yorktown High School. Tigers 33, Blue Devils 15. 10 minutes on the intermission clock. And we'll also mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Los Portales. That is Mexican restaurant right there in Tipton. It's just a little bit to the east of Ace Hardware. Ace Hardware, I tell you what, Kent runs a good Ace Hardware. He's a tough young man. I call him a young man, but we'll mention. You can join Los Portales. Join them for elegant dining. Where they're located not too far off of your path on your way home. They have exquisite Mexican menu. You can dine in or carry out. Their phone number is 765-675-2383. Again, that number is 765-675-2383. Dine in or carry out. They have multiple televisions all throughout the restaurant. If you're not getting the game you want on the TV, just ask them. They'll likely turn the channel for you. They have several televisions, and that's an understatement. You can visit Los Portales. They're located 848 East Jefferson Street, Tipton, Indiana. And they support Tipton High School sports and surrounding areas since they were established in 2009. And don't forget, their Greentown Mexican restaurant, that's El Patron Mexican restaurant, located at 204 East Main Street, right there in Greentown. And I will also mention, tonight's ball game is in part being brought to you by Scott Gashaw. Scott Gashaw, he's a big-time Tipton Blue Devil fan. He told me he always will be. He tells me, he says, when time is good, when you share, you should. Share and share alike. Support Indiana Middle School and High School athletics. Scott Gashaw. We'll also mention this game is in part being brought to you by Hope Jewelers. Hope Jewelers there in Tipton. Precious times are made for precious moments. And Hope Jewelers are there to meet your every special need in the field of diamonds, gold, and silver, etc. Stop in and visit Hope Jewelers. They're in downtown Tipton. Next to the Diana Theater. Hope Jewelers are located 135 East Jefferson Street, Tipton, Indiana, 46072. You can reach them by phone by dialing 765-675-9720. Again, that's 765-675-9720. Hope Jewelers, they're open daily, Tuesday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. They're open on Saturday, 9:30 to 2. And we'll also mention this game is also in part being brought to you by Edward Jones, Tipton. Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and the encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Kurt D. Hare. Kurt D. Hare is a 94 graduate from Tipton High School. Kurt D. Hare, your Tipton Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Tipton High School athletics and PutMeInSports.com for all of your investment needs. Call 765-675-9535 or visit EdwardJones.com. That's Edward Jones, member SIPC. Now they're throwing some items out on the floor trying to get the bullseye right there at center court. And we'll also mention tonight's ball game is in part being brought to you by Lisa Stokes Baker, Century 21. She's got a real estate IQ that will work for the benefit of you. Lisa's so fair. She works primarily with residential and corporate relocations. She has a vast knowledge with more than 25 years of question answering experience. Lisa knows that each home is precious. That's Lisa Stokes Bear, Century 21. Chief Company. Let Lisa look or let Lisa live. She is highly recommended. She's a real estate agent and a real estate broker. To contact Lisa Stokes Bear by phone or by text message, you can dial her at 317 513 4086. Again, her number is 317 513 4086. That's Lisa Stokes Bear. Century 21. 4:58 left here in the intermission. I'm going to mention one more. Honey Creek Resort. Honey Creek Resort. What a beautiful place to be. Plan your vacation or maybe a weekend getaway. It's Honey Creek Resort with 840 acres of fantastic nature, fun, and recreation adventures are only a one-day trip away. That's Honey Creek Resort. They're located in southern Iowa. My wife and I have been there a few times, maybe four. That's in southern Iowa, where fellow Hoosiers, Beth and Terry Henderson, they don't live far from us, about 7 miles from our residence. But they do own Honey Creek Resort. They do a tremendous job at Honey Creek Resort. And they have an amazing lodge, cabins with fabulous fishing, boating, golfing, horse carriages, and much more. Truly amazing adventures and hospitality await you at honeycreekresort.com. Again, honeycreekresort.com. Check them out. You can make group or business or maybe family getaway reservations today. You can call them at 641 724 1450. Again, that number is 641 724 1450, honeycreekresort.com. So, well, I got some stats wrote down here. Might as well mention these. I think a player, players listening to these stats, they are inspirational for them. Maybe they're not going to equal what these players have done, but it's going to be inspiring. And we'll mention top three national leaders in scoring. National leader, that number one, he's been there a few weeks, maybe longer. He wears number 5 on his jersey. 27 games is what these stats are for. 27 games. Jason Crowe Jr. That's Jason, Crowe. Jason Crowe Jr. He's from Inglewood, California. He's a senior. He's a point guard, 6'4", 170. And he averages 43.8 points per game. That leads the nation. He has 5.8 assists per game. Inglewood, California. Jason Crowe Jr. I will mention, as a senior, as you know, he's averaging 43.8 in 27 games. Also in 27 games as a junior, he averaged 35.3. In 29 games as a sophomore, 37.4 points per game. And as a freshman, 36 games, 36 points. That's number one in the nation, Jason Crowe Jr. At number 2 in the nation, he wears number 33. He's a sophomore. He's 6'7", 210 pounds. He plays the forward position. Tyler Treader, Treder. Might be Treater. Tyler Treader, California Lutheran High School, Wildemar, California. He's got 42 points per game average. That's number 2 in the nation. He also plays football. He wears number 12. He's a wide receiver and a defensive end. And I will mention, as a freshman, he averaged 24.9. And just as a sophomore, he jumps up to 42 points a game. Rebounds per game at 6'7", 210. Rebounds per game average, 16.7. At number 3 in the nation, 17 games on this list. Check this out. I don't know if this could happen in the state of Indiana, but here's what I'll say. I read these and wrote them down. Aylin, that's Aylen. Aylin Garnett. he's related to Kevin, I don't know. Aylin Garnett, he wears number 20. He's an eighth grader. Yes, he's an eighth grader. 6'2", he's a point guard. From Touche, Washington, he's averaging 41.6. Unbelievable. Rebounds per game, 12.6. Steals per game, 7.2. He's number 3 in the nation. He's an eighth grader. I'm not sure that could happen here. I think Damon Bailey, I don't think he even played the varsity level as an eighth grader. But Bob Knight knew about him as an eighth grader. I tell you, he did. And I was told he signed, he verbally committed and with Bob Knight as an eighth grader. And Damon Bailey wouldn't turn back on what he says. And he didn't. So the ball's going to be brought in. Alternate possession arrow gives it to the Tigers. Will be brought in by Mason Trammell. Clock rolls down. They let it empty out this time. No abbreviation. And Trammell going to bring it in slightly backcourt. He'll get it into Quentin Richmond. 33-15. Tigers in front. Crossing the timeline. First possession. Second half. Gives it up. Zayden Zowd back out top. Trammell. Left side moves the basketball. Jabin Barnes. Now back out top. Tokar. Baseline. Bounce pass. Couldn't get it. The Trammell tipped away and stolen by Quinn Toll. So the Blue Devils going to the front court. Picks up the basketball. Works it in the free throw line. Trying to get Grayson McFalls off the handle. It was stolen by Jabin Barnes of the Tigers. They're going to whistle a foul in the front court. Going to whistle this foul on 32, Isaac Humrickhouse. Humrickhouse picks up his first foul in the contest. So they're going to bring it in from backcourt, slightly from the side court. We brought in Tigers, Team Tokar. We're bringing in, that's number 12, Zach Davis. Take that back. That was number 11, Quentin Richmond. Davis not into the lineup yet here in the second half. Out top of the basketball. Jabin Barnes. Working against him, Isaac Humrickhouse. Now Zayden Zowd. Zowd being guarded there by Kellen Williams. Outside the arc, he'll dribble in the paint. On the dribble. Going to call an offensive foul. On the dribble there in the paint, Mason Trammell. He wasn't going to take a shot. He was trying to go to the corner with it. Setting up for the charge right there, I believe, was Peyton Aller. Peyton Aller seems to always draw the assignment for the best shooter on the opposite team. I tell you what, Peyton Aller can move. He's got wheels. And he's going to be playing probably college basketball here in a couple of years, but we got one more year with him. Foul occurs in a whistle of foul in the front court of Tipton. We're going to whistle this foul on 34, Sam Tokar. And he's going to put Peyton Aller at the stripe. Shooting foul. Peyton Aller, as mentioned, he starts this game 63%. He is 51 for 81. First shot, good. Nothing but net. Peyton Aller, score goes to 33-16. 17-point advantage for the Tigers. Bounce pass from the official. Peyton Aller, he'll eye the second one. Second one's on the way, got both of them. Didn't need a rim. Ball brought in from the backcourt. On the dribble, crossing the timeline, Zayden Zowd. Zowd out top. To set up the offense out near the center circle. The dribble right side, being guarded there by Kellen Williams. Cross-court skip pass. Outside the arc, three-point shot. Trammell would go rebound by Quentin Richmond. He kicks it back out top of the circle. Three-point shot for Barnes wouldn't go. And they're going to whistle a foul on the rebound. It's going to be whistled against the Tigers. So a foul's whistled. Sam Tokar, he's got 3. And Coach Allum going to make we're going to call it technical foul. Coach Allum was trying to make an inbound. And evidently the official didn't see the inbound. They started play. And they're still going to call a technical foul for illegal entry to the ball game. And that's, my goodness, just because you call it don't mean you can't change your mind. So they are going to allow that to be a technical foul for an illegal entry to the ball game. So Tokar is in the game. Richmond, Barnes, free throw line, Peyton Aller, he'll shoot 2. First shot, rims around, wouldn't go. Technical fouls these days have been that way for a little while. I don't know, maybe a decade or more. A technical foul, all of them are 2 shots. They used to go 1 shot for a player technical and a 2 foul shot for a coach technical foul. That was a while back, but they don't do that anymore. They're all 2 shots and the ball out of bounds. So the Blue Devils are going to bring it in from half court. Slightly in the front court. Guarding the inbound from Quinn's hole in Richmond. They bring it in. They go to the corner with it. Isaac Cumberhouse. Peyton Aller. He'll dribble in. Jump shot, the free throw line, rims off, wouldn't go. Rebound fought for. Grayson couldn't get it. It's secured by Jabin Barnes, and the Tigers in the front court. To the corner, working the basketball, and a back out, Zayden Zowd. Zowd crossover. He'll work it back out top, reset the offense. Working against him, it's Kellen Williams. Now back out top, number 11. Working it back around, that's Quentin Richmond. Left side, triple threat available. He'll pass. That was Trammell. He'll get it back to Burkholder. Burkholder in the ballgame. Outside the arc, 3-point shot. Zayden Zowd rims off, wouldn't go. Rebound, Isaac Cumberhouse. Just under 6 minutes. 5:55 left here in the third quarter. 33-18. Tigers by 15 in the front court. Outside the arc. Quinn Toll spin move outside the paint. Looking to give it up does Kellen Williams. They'll go baseline. They're going to call foul. Offensive. It'll be an illegal screen, evidently. 32. Isaac Cumberhouse. No, check that. 23. Quinn Toll going to get the foul, and it's going to belong to the Tigers. In the ball game, checking in for Yorktown during this timeout is number 20, Noah Kelly. Who's a 6'1" senior, Noah Kelly, getting some action here in the ball game. Also in the ball game for Tipton is number 15, Dakota Garment. Dakota Garment has a 30-second timeout. 30-second timeout. They got the timeout on the scoreboard. That makes it good for everybody. You know, is that 1 minute timeout clicks down, almost like you're at a volleyball match when they put the 1 minute timeout. Call timeout in a volleyball match, and you know how much time's left. So here we go. Going to inbound the basketball. It's going to be brought in by the Yorktown Tigers. Slightly in the backcourt, 41, Jabin Barnes. They go to the front court. They go to the corner with him. Just got in the ball game right to Noah Kelly. Back outside and working to Trammell. Mason Trammell passes right side, well behind arc. Jabin Barnes. Back out top, Burkholder. Now they'll bring the ball back out. 20, Noah Kelly. Number 11, Quentin Richmond. Tigers taking some time here. A deliberate possession. Outside, Jabin Barnes. For dish off at 32, Ryan Burkholder being guarded by Quinn Toll. Dribble in. Elbow, left side, dishes off. Mason Trammell, they go to the corner with it. 3-point shot in the air for Burkholder, wouldn't go. Rebound fought for, picked up by Peyton Aller. There's going to be a foul in the backcourt. Getting a little bit too close there, trying to reach in. That was number 11, Quentin Richmond. That was well after Peyton Aller secured the rebound. 5:02 on the game clock. They're going to go to the front court, and that's 5 fouls on the Tigers here in the third quarter with 5:02 left. So each foul, common foul on the Tigers, going to put the Blue Devils on the stripe to shoot 2 for 5 minutes and 2 seconds worth. 33-18, a 15-point advantage for the Tigers. Peyton Aller at the foul stripe, he'll shoot 2. First shot, good. 33-19. Aller's going to get one more. We'll dribble a couple times. Fly the second one. Second one is also good. 33-20. Aller cuts the lead to 13 in the front court. Trying to get it to the front court. Off Burkholder. Get it to Mason Trammell. They'll go to the corner with it. That's number 30 in the front court. Noah Kelly. Cross court skip pass Barnes. Behind the arc, they'll go to the corner. Thought about a shot. Number 11, Quentin Richmond. They go back to the corner. Trammell back to Richmond around the perimeter. Kelly and now Burkholder. They go baseline to Jabin Barnes. Being guarded there by Grayson McFalls. All alone. And Jabin Barnes finds number 11, Quentin Richmond underneath the basket for an easy 2 in the front court. Friction on the surface here. No foul called. Both Peyton Aller and Ryan Burkholder hit the deck. That was under the bucket on a play. But anyway, no foul call. Ball's in the front court and belongs to the Tigers. Halfway in the front court, tossed in by Jabin Barnes. They'll work it in. Quentin Richmond back out top. Mason Trammell. Kelly with the rebound. He'll bounce it in. Baseline. Jabin Barnes looking to get rid of it and does. Noah Kelly. Back to Barnes. Now back out top. Barnes sets the screen. Trammell dribbles in. He'll kick it back out. 3-point shot. Rims off. Wouldn't go. Shot taken by Quentin Richmond. Rebound Tipton. Peyton Aller. He'll bring it to the front court. Pretty quick pace outside the arc to get it to Quinn Toll. Out top, Grayson McFalls. Around the perimeter, Dakota Garman. Garman going to dribble in. He's going to float one up left side. Wouldn't go. Rebound, Grayson McFalls. He'll put the ball back up and in and got the bucket, and he'll shoot one. So Grayson McFalls, strong move, got the rebound, went back up. He was underneath the basket there, had to reach back in. That 4-foot area between the backboard and the baseline. It was probably about 1.5 feet deep. So back in the ballgame for Yorktown is number 3, Zayden Zoud. Taking a breather is number 11, Quentin Richmond. So Grayson McFalls going to shoot one more. Grayson McFalls, 66% free throw shooter, and he's better than that now as he gets the 3-point play. Going to be a full timeout called by Coach Tommy Newton. 3:40 left here in the third quarter. Tigers 35, Blue Devils 23. And I will also mention tonight's ball game is in parts being brought to you by Jim Dandy Restaurant. Jim Dandy Restaurant, you'll not only enjoy an incredible dining experience, and a Jim Dandy menu simply speaks for itself. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, hot soups, fresh fruit, with a fully loaded salad bar. And even though the Tipton High School was being constructed in the early 1960s, Jim Dandy Restaurant continues to support Tipton Blue Devil basketball and Tipton Blue Devil athletics. Since prior to opening Jim Dandy Restaurant, they opened in 1964. Jim Dandy Restaurant, good food, good friends, good times. They're open 7 days. Tipton, Jim Dandy Restaurant. The first horn sounds. Second buzzer. Everybody's on the same page with timeout. Here in Yorktown, they're talking about that shot clock. Oh, don't know what's going to happen next year. We'll see. On the baseline, going to dribble. Didn't need to dribble, but he could roam the baseline. Brought in by Barnes. Zayden Zoud. Defense in the backcourt. Blue Devils. Pressure. Falls loose. Going to be a steal in the backcourt. Kellen Williams comes up with it. Outside the arc, Peyton Aller launches a 3. Wouldn't go. Rebound, Jabin Barnes. So the Blue Devils going to relax a little bit. I should say Peyton Aller going to guard from the backcourt. Going to Trammell outside the arc. Burkholder takes a 3. He got fouled in the act of shooting the 3-point shot from the left corner baseline. He will shoot 3 free throws. And they're going to whistle this foul on number 15, Dakota Garman. Garman has 1 in the contest. So Burkholder going to shoot 3, 67% on the season. He gets the first one. He's not been to the stripe a whole lot. He's now 3 for 4. Increases that average to 75% with 1 shot. Second shot on the way, also good. So Ryan Burkholder, 4 for 5. Working it to 80%. Burkholder going to get 1 more. Third shot, got all of them. Reggie Miller style. Got all 3. 38-23, a 15-point advantage for the Tigers. Peyton Aller bringing the ball to the sideline. Quick pace. She'll drive the lane, kick it outside. Kellen Williams, 3-point shot, rims off, wouldn't go. Rebound, Burkholder. That was Ryan Burkholder. He'll get an outlet in the backcourt. Zayden Zoud. Zoud into the front court. They go to the corner with it. In the ball game, Zach Davis in the ball game was number 12 for the Tigers. Outside the arc on the dribble. Mason Trammell, he'll dribble in. Kick it outside and move it back around the perimeter. They go to the corner with it. Burkholder, he'll dribble in. Now back out, Jabin Barnes behind the arc. Straight away, he'll hand off. Mason Trammell, a little bit of hesitation dribble. Goes hard to the hoop, and he'll be fouled. And it's going to be a common foul out of bounds. He was not shooting. So we're going to see Isaac Cumberhouse back in the ball game for the Blue Devils. Where's number 32? Taking a breather is 15, Dakota Garment. Isaac Cumberhouse, one of those seniors. We brought in bounce pass outside the arc. Barnes. David Barnes back out top. Ryan Burkholder. Burkholder with the basketball. They'll go baseline to Jabin Barnes. Cross-court pass, going baseline drive. Got his own rebound in the paint. Put it back up at sophomore. Zayden Zoud for two. 40-23. Tigers by 17. 2:15 left here in the third quarter. In the front court, Peyton Aller. To the corner, they'll bring the ball back out. Isaac Cumberhouse out top. Kellen Williams. One dribble, picks it up. Left side behind the arc. Isaac Cumberhouse. Field dribble. Behind the arc, working against him is Zayden Zoud. Around the perimeter. Quinn Toll with the basketball. Spin move. Inside the arc, he'll work baseline. Isaac Cumberhouse. Back out. Peyton Aller with the basketball being guarded by Trammell. They go baseline. Kick it back out. Top of the circle. Shot on the way. Wouldn't go. That was Grayson McFalls. He hit his first three-point shot of the ball game. I believe that was the first points on the board in this ball game. So they're going to call timeout. Quinn Toll, a little bit gimpy. He's going to walk it off. Coach Tommy Newton going to insert in the ball game number 11, Owen Spidell. Quinn Toll going to take a breather. I think he'll be back. 1:42 on the game clock. Going to be brought in. Owen Spidell left with bucket on the baseline. Toss pass in the paint. Alley-oop play and good. And for Peyton Aller. And Aller will shoot one more. A lot of three-point play opportunities in this game. I think wasn't more than the norm, but I wouldn't know what the norm is. A lot of three-point play opportunities. I think there's only been one opportunity not taken advantage of. So Zach Ridgway, 6'6" senior, back in the ballgame for the Blue Devils. Whereas number 33, taking a breather, is 21. Grayson McFalls, he's a junior. Three-point play, rims around, falls in. Off the glass. Nice touch for Peyton Aller. 40-26, 14-point advantage for the Tigers. Ball's in the front court. On the dribble out top, Mason Trammell. Go to the corner with it. Burkholder. Back out, Zoud. Zayden Zoud going to dribble the paint. Dish off, Burkholder. Ryan Burkholder outside the arc. Three-point shot. Mason Trammell. Rebound, Zach Ridgway for the Blue Devils. He'll dish off to the front court now. It's Peyton Aller. Aller on the dribble. Picks up a screen, works it back out. Kellen Williams, back pedal off the glass. He'll take a three-point shot. Left, right elbow extended. The step back three, Kellen Williams. 40, 29, and 11-point ball game. Outside the arc on the dribble, he'll bring it back out. Number 12, Zach Davis. Touches hands briefly of Trammell. Working back out. Zayden Zoud working against him. He'll dribble in. Ryan Burkholder, three-point shot. Good. Burkholder left elbow extended. Three-point shot for Burkholder. It's 43-29. That's a 14-point advantage for the Tigers. 36 seconds left. Peyton Aller in the paint. Spin move. He'll take a shot off the glass. Going to call a traveling violation. Wasn't much. But enough for a whistle. 32.5 left here in the third quarter. Going to be brought in backcourt Zayden Zoud to Mason Trammell. He'll dribble it to the timeline. Straight up the middle, into paint, off the glass. Wouldn't get the bucket, but he earned the foul, and he'll shoot two. Number 4, Mason Trammell, a 5'11" junior. Mason Trammell entered this ballgame 113 for 208. 2-point shooting. 54%. That's good. First shot short off the rim. Where to go? He'll get one more free throw. Mason Trammell, as mentioned, he started this game at the free throw line at 73%. 26.1 left. Third quarter, 43-29. And now 44-29 as Trammell gets the back end of a two-shot foul. 24 seconds left. Crossing the timeline with the basketball, Peyton Aller. Out top, Isaac Cumberhouse. Working against him is Mason Trammell. He works at left side. Adjacent, that's Owen Spidell. He dribble once. He's guarded there right tight by Zach Davis. He'll get rid of it. Three-point shot in the air. Going to be a blocked shot. Kellen Williams got the shot blocked by Zayden Zoud. Zoud goes the other direction. And they're going to say the ball was last touched by a Blue Devil. I thought that was off the side of Zayden Zow, but no, going to stay in the front court. Left of the bucket on the baseline. Going to be brought in by Mason Trammell. He'll toss it in tall. Jabin Barnes. Elbow, right side. We're going to left side. Burkholder takes a shot at the buzzer. They were waving it off. Wouldn't have counted, and that's going to complete 3/4 of play here tonight. The end of 3. Tigers, 44. Blue Devils, 29. I'm going to go ahead and mention, I've got written down here, State of Indiana. State of Indiana, leading scorers. I'll mention, he's number 1 in the state of Indiana. He's number 63 in the nation. In 16 games, he's a senior. Blake Neal, he's from Bloomfield, Indiana. And we'll mention he's a 4-sport athlete. He's 6'6", 215, shooting guard and a power forward in basketball. And he wears number 3 in basketball. He also does golf. He's a baseball player, wears number 4. He's a second baseman, a shortstop, and an outfielder. And he also plays soccer. He wears number 11. Blake Neal, Bloomfield, Indiana. First in the state in scoring 28.7 points a game. 10 rebounds per game. Number 2 in the state of Indiana, where he's number 85 in the nation. Marion Leggett, he's a sophomore. Marion Leggett, Blackford High School. Yes, Blackford High School, Hartford City, Indiana. He plays Jets basketball. He's 6'5", 185. Number 2 in the state of Indiana, 27.8. He wears number 0. He's just a sophomore. Marion Leggett from Blackford High School. Ball brought in, alternate possession arrow. Blue Devils. In the front court now, Owen Spidell at free throw line. Grayson McFall, he'll dribble in. Take it off the glass, shot would go. Rebound, Jabin Barnes. To the front court. Baseline, trying to pass it underneath. It's stolen by the Blue Devils, and he lost the handle right there. Stolen by Isaac Humrickhouse. They're coming back with the basketball. Stealing it in the backcourt. Number 3, Zayden Zow. He'll dish it off to Barnes. He'll go baseline. He'll pass it across the lane, just outside the paint. Turnaround jumper, good. In the paint, that was 34. Sam Tokar. Tokar for 2. It's 46-29. Blue Devils in the front court. Peyton Aller on the dribble. Picks up a screen from Grayson. Pass it to the corner. Going to dribble in now. Kellen Wade. Outside the arc. 3-point shot on the way for Owen Spidell. Would go. Mason Trummell on the drive and 2-point bucket. Zay Zoud with the basketball and with the basket. 48-29, 6:50 on the game clock. We're in the fourth quarter. On the dribble out top. Peyton Aller working against him is Mason Trammell. Out top of the basketball, Isaac Humrickhouse. Trammell guarding him. Now Peyton Aller going to dribble. Trying to go baseline, spin, move in the paint. He'll go off the glass. He'll get the bucket, and he'll shoot one more. An athletic young man, a bit unorthodox there, but only because he was fouled that he got the bucket. Ends up on the surface. He'll shoot one. They're going to whistle this foul. On Yorktown, 34, Sam Tokar. Tokar picks up number 4. Difficult to play with 4 fouls in a ballgame when you're only allowed 5. The ACC, back in the day, college, they allowed 6. Then you get to the NCAA tournament, and you have to go back to 5. So they switched that out to all 5s. Shot off the free throw wouldn't go for Peyton. Rebound, put back wouldn't go, but Isaac Humrickhouse with the rebound. He got fouled in the act of the putback, so he'll shoot 2. So they're going to whistle this foul on 41, Jabin Barnes. Pretty big guy. Only picking up his first foul of the game in the fourth quarter. So Isaac Humrickhouse couldn't get the first. He gets some encouragement right there on the lane. And we see Quinn Toll back in the contest. He'll line up on the lane, middle man on the lane. Peyton Aller going to take a breather. So Isaac Humrickhouse going to have one more. Got the back end of a 2-shot foul. 48-32. Tigers by 16. 6:27 on the game clock. Out top of the basketball. Hands off. Zayden's out. Now back to Mason Trammell. Trammell on the dribble. He'll go baseline. Bounce it across the lane. Picked up and they kicked it back out. 3-point shot. Long off the rim. Shot taken there by Zach Davis. Rebound, Tigers. They'll have another opportunity here in the front court. Zayden's out through the lane. Kicks it back out to Barnes. Now Mason Trammell dribbles the lane. He'll go left-handed off the glass. 2-point bucket for Trammell. Mason Trammell, 18.2 points per game average. He's a junior. Working in the front court, Quinn Tolles. Bounce it in. Isaac Cumberhouse, left elbow. Picked up right there by Zach Davis. And there's going to be a bump foul, right? No foul called, but Kellen Williams got bumps on that protective apparatus. He's okay. He immediately went to the apparatus to secure it. It was not falling, but I'm sure that was a moment he'd rather not have. He's in the ballgame. He's a tough young man. He gets it naturally. They're going to call foul in the front court. It's going to be whistled. Double check here. We're going to call this on Yorktown, number 12, Zach Davis. Zach Davis picks up his first in the contest. It's going to be brought in half court. And they're going to call timeout. It's going to be called by Coach Jetson Allum. The 32nd timeout. And I will mention the last gentleman I have written down here. He's number 3 in the state of Indiana in scoring. He is number 90 in the nation in 14 games. Gavin Whitaker. Gavin Whitaker, he's a senior. He's 6'4", 181. Number 3 in the state of Indiana. He goes to Victory Christian Academy. That's in Valparaiso, Indiana. He only plays basketball. He's a guard and a power forward. His number is number 3. And 27.6 points per game average. He's just behind Blackford Bruin, Marion and Lake, the sophomore. And I got to mention, did I get these stats from Max Preps? Max Preps, if you didn't know, they are controlled. They are a division of CBS Sports. I tell you what, that makes me think a lot more about CBS Sports than I already did. CBS Sports, Max Preps. Great information. So they're buzzed out. 60-second timeout. Going to be brought in the front court. Quinn Toll of the Blue Devils. Looking to get it in. Still looking. He's going to get it into Grace McFall. Back to Quinn, baseline, left corner. Picked up there by Quentin Richmond. The drive baseline. Kick it back out. 3-point shot. Rims around. Peyton Aller wouldn't get it. Rebound put back is good. 6'8" junior, Grayson McFall. 50-34. But dribble in off the glass. Right-handed layup, left side of the glass. Credit that bucket. Sophomore, Zayden Zowd. 52-34. 5:08 left here in the fourth quarter. We're going to see Burkholder check back in next to that ball in the front court. Kellen Williams. He'll pass it back out. Well behind the arc. Isaac Cumberhouse. He'll dribble in. Back out. Kellen Williams, 3-point shot. Left side wouldn't go. Rebound, Grayson McFall's in the paint. He'll back his way down. They find Quinn Toll. Quinn Toll goes baseline. Trying to get it back to Grayson McFall's out in front of Coach Tommy Newton. He goes out of bounds. It's going to belong to the Tigers. So back in the ballgame for the Tigers, 34, Sam Tokar. He's going to play with 4 fouls. 4:46 left. Dakota Garment enters the ballgame for the Blue Devils. Where's number 15? Taking a breather, number 22, Kellen Williams. Kellen Williams, freshman starter for the Blue Devils. In the front court. On the dribble. Working outside, there's Zowd. Taking it back out to Barnes. Back out Burkholder behind the arc, being guarded there by Dakota Garment. Back out, Zayden Zowd. Out top, Mason Trammell. Doing the weave, looks like the Butler Bulldog doing the weave out there. Taking some time here. It's going to be a foul. On the dribble outside the arc was Ryan Burkholder. Reach-in foul going to be called on 15, Dakota Garment. Garment has 2 in the contest. That's foul number 1 on the Blue Devils here in the fourth quarter. Yorktown Tigers have 3. Crossing the timeline. Trammell, he'll pass it right side. Burkholder outside the arc. He'll dribble in now. He'll bring it back out, being guarded again by Dakota Garment. He'll bounce it down baseline. Barnes. Barnes got his shot blocked by Grayson McFall. It was point-blank range. That was right there at the rim. I'll tell you what, them guys are tall and lanky. And the ball comes down off the body of a Tiger going to belong to Tipton. From the backcourt, we're going to see in the ball game for the Blue Devils, number 3, Oliver Stewart. Oliver Stewart, he's a 6-foot sophomore. Coach Tommy Newton going to insert him. He'll bring the ball in from the backcourt. Gets it in. Pass. Peyton Aller in the front court. Peyton Aller back out top. Isaac Humrick. Shot in the air. Oliver Stewart wouldn't go. Would have been a 3 from the left side. Rebound. Tigers to the front court. On the basketball dribble is Zayden Zhao back out top. Jabin Barnes. Back to Zayden. Zayden will dribble baseline. Picks up the dribble just inside the paint. Now pushes it back out to Jabin Barnes behind the arc. Left side, he'll bring it back out and square it up. And they're going to use Mason Trammell to reset the offense straight away. Peyton Aller on the defense. He'll bounce it left side. Now behind the arc is Jabin Barnes. To the corner, they'll dribble in. Burkholder. Now Oliver might have got away with a little bump there. No whistle. 3:20 left in the ball game. 52-34 going to dribble in. They're going to whistle a foul. Jabin Barnes in the paint was going hard to the hoop. Did not release a shot. Ball's going to be brought in out of bounds. He should have just went ahead and stopped the basketball. Earned a trip to the stripe. Right here. 3:17 left here in the fourth. 52-34. Right of the bucket on the baseline. Bounce it in. Barnes. Now Tokar. Tokar going to pass it down baseline. Turnaround jumper. Trammell wouldn't go. Rebound. Put back. Tokar. Tokar might have came up with his allotment of fouls in the ballgame. So Sam Tokar, he's a tough player. He's going to pick up number 5. He'll set down, and in the ballgame for him is number 12, Zach Davis. 3:08 left when we brought in backcourt. Brought in by Grayson McFalls, Isaac Humrick. He'll give the ball up to Peyton Aller. He'll dribble across the timeline. Picked up in the front court by Mason Trammell. Back pedal dribble. He'll drive back. Well, Michael Jordan action off the glass. Baseline shot by Peyton Aller. It'll be a timeout called. Timeout on the surface. It'll be a 60-second timeout. Dakota Garman's going to check back in during the timeout. We do appreciate you tuning in. And I will mention, I tell you what, I figured these up. I had a coach tell me one time that I have too much time on my hands to figure out what I'm getting ready to say. But there are 14 players on the roster for the Blue Devils. You add that up, it's 1,037 inches. You take that and you divide by 14. And anyway, you come up with 6'2.071, the average height for the Blue Devils, 6'2.071. And then you do the same thing for the Yorktown Tigers. They've got 12 players on their roster. That equals 865 inches. You divide by 12, actually, and you come up with 72.083, which is 6'083, 6'083. Blue Devils have a taller average height for their players at 6'2". Yorktown Tigers at 6 foot. 52-36. Tigers in front. 2:56 left here in the fourth quarter. Going to be brought in from the backcourt. Jabin Barnes. He's going to be guarded in his face. Isaac Humrick out. Bounce pass. Gets it in. Mason Trammell guarding him full court. They're going to got a double team. Work out of it. Double team now. Zowd. He'll work it through the front court with a basketball. Number 12, Zach Davis. They'll get it to the front court and they'll try to take some time, I'm sure, off the clock. Jabin Barnes. He'll work it in. Burkholder out top of the circle. Back pedal dribble. That's Trammell. Trammell being guarded there by Peyton Aller. Both of them are junior. 2:28 on the game clock. Outside the arc on the dribble. Jabin Barnes picks up the dribble out top. Center circle. With the basketball is Zayden Zowd. Being guarded by Dakota Garman. He picks up the basketball. Trying to earn the count. He did earn the count. Didn't quite get the 5. Burkholder, there's going to be a foul called near the center court line. Burkholder might have stepped on a foot there, but just minor. He's going to walk it off. So what stepping on a foot is not good, especially on a rebound. That could cause some difficulty. They bring it in. Toss to the backcourt. With the basketball, that's number 4, Mason Trammell. Trammell. And a junior, 5'11". Leads the team 18.2 on the scoreboard per game. 1:58 on the game clock. Trammell dribbles in, brings it back out. Center circle. Some space in. Peyton Aller kind of reach in, pulls the hands back, didn't get a call. No whistle, 147. And now there will be a whistle. It's going to be Zach Ridgway, number 33. He'll pick up the foul. Stops the clock at 146, 52-36. Tigers in front. Going to be brought in. Front court. Tossed in. JB Barnes. JB, I should say Jabin Barnes tosses it in to Mason Trammell to the backcourt. A foul immediately by Peyton Aller. Peyton Aller going to get the foul. Let's see the scoreboard here. And Peyton Aller, double check here. And I'm not putting it there. It is. He gets his first foul in the game. Peyton Aller nearly plays the whole game. Plays a clean basketball game. Picks up his first foul with 1:44 left in the fourth. So Mason Trammell gets the bucket. He'll get one more. 2 shots at the foul stripe. 5 fouls on the scoreboard for the Blue Devils. Puts them on the line on common fouls. Ryan Burkholder going to take a breather. Back in the ballgame for Yorktown is number 11, Quentin Richmond. Second shot. Trammell rims around. Got both of them. 1:44 left. Isaac Hummerhouse brings the ball across the timeline on the dribble. He'll hand off. Peyton Aller. 54-36. Tigers in front. Blue Devils in the front court. Spin move. Pass it down low. Zach Ridgway. Shot would go. Rebound. Jabin Barnes. And Barnes will walk to the other foul line and he'll shoot 2. So then a whistle foul on 32. Isaac Hummerhouse. 1:28 left at the foul line is Jabin Barnes. We're going to see some subs check in a moment. We'll mention once again this Sunday, the 15th, 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. IU basketball against the Illinois Illini. That'll be number 8 Illinois Illini. And you will see former Blue Devil standout Ben Hummerhouse. Ben Hummerhouse plays for Illinois. He'll wear number 3. Say what, he is a good young man. You can just see it with his mannerisms on the court. First shot good by Jabin Barnes. So seventh in the ball game going to be number 13, Gabe Cox, a 5'10 junior. And back in the game, he got first half action. Number 20, Noah Kelly, 6'1 senior. And 24, Luke Cahoe, first time in the ball game, 6-foot junior. 56-36 to the front court, Blue Devils. Peyton Aller on the dribble. Going to go off the foot, out of bounds, going to belong to Tigers. So in the ball game for Yorktown. We'll double check here. Number 22, Brooke, in the ball game. We're going to bring the ball in from the backcourt. And they're working in right there. That's Micah Brooke. Micah, good burst. Micah 6'8". You justly love mercy, walk humbly with your God. Foul in the backcourt. They're going to send him to the front court. 2 shots going to be awarded to number 4, Mason Trammell. Mason Trammell going to shoot a couple. 1:20 left. First shot on the way. Good. He'll have one more. A foul was whistled on Isaac Hummerhouse. He has 4 in the contest. So number 4, Mason Trammell, started the game at 73%. He is above that now. Got both of them. 58-36. 1:16 left. We're working through the front court. On the dribble, Isaac Hummerhouse. Out top in the ball game for Tipton is number 12, Gavin Arms. He's a 5'10 freshman. 2-point bucket. Blue Devils for 2. I look up. I couldn't tell who made it, but the public address. I didn't get help on that one. I was hoping so. 53 seconds left. 58-38. Tigers in front. On the dribble out top. That's number 20, Noah Kelly. Outside the arc, left side, number 4, Mason Trammell, being guarded there by Dakota Garment. 38 seconds left. Front court with the basketball, Tigers. He'll bounce it down low baseline off the glass. Credit to bucket, 24, Luke Cahoe. Credit a good assist pass from Mason Trammell. 60-38, 23 seconds left. Outside the arc, 3-point shot in the air. Way to go. Oliver Stewart back in the ballgame. Oliver Stewart, a 6-foot sophomore. Wears number 3. Rebound the backcourt to the front court. Trammell. It's Mason Trammell. He'll hold the ball out top. Stationary dribble near the center circle. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And Mason Trammell will bounce past the basketball to the official. So that will conclude. That's 32 minutes gone by here tonight on a Tuesday night. Final score, Yorktown Tigers 60, Tipton Blue Devils 38. And I will mention, Tipton Blue Devils, their next game is going to happen this Saturday. It'll be on Valentine's Day. The Taylor Titans will be at the Tipton Blue Devils. 6 o'clock JV, 7:30 varsity, Saturday the 14th. That'll be a game also on a sectional foe. So we'll see what happens there. And we'll mention the Yorktown Tigers. Yorktown Tigers, their next game on the agenda, Saturday, February 14th. Valentine's Day, 6 o'clock JV, 7:30 varsity. Jay County Patriots will be here with the Yorktown Tigers. And that's another sectional foe for each team. So we're going to bow out of here. We thank you for tuning in. And we thank my wife back home for sound check. We thank Robbie Kendall, AudioSportsOnline.net. And we appreciate you listening. And don't forget, IU, Illinois, 1 o'clock, Sunday afternoon. Be rooting for Ben Humrickhouse to do well, but for IU to get the win. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to bow out of here. No matter if you're home or away, if you're doing the teaching and the learning, don't let him go. Keep the fire burning. Well, baseball. We'll take a season off. Take a listen if you want to. I signed the card I gave you my job. Hey, you listen, go on. Did you hear me? I thought we were failing it. Trammell is pretty good. Good in your evening. If you want to see this, last time we played you guys was in 2021. You guys beat us 60-34. I'm thinking. Last 5 games before that, you know what's one. You want to have this? Jerk your head. What this thing? Turn this year. Yeah, I see. Show him my neck. Thank you for it. I really like it. Where was he at before this? I saw him at Lexi Central. I did a game there. Okay. Yeah, football games. Rotate one time. 18 or 19. You play football? Central won. They only took the lead with 8 seconds left in the game. Remember that one? Southworth. Makes you fun. You're going to work good